Naomi, were you betraying me? My name is Sotaro Amatsu, 24. I have brought a lawyer to denounce my wife, whom I've been married with for 8 months.
Hey, how cowardly. You brought a lawyer? We're a couple, right? You're not even going to discuss it?
No, the PI has made everything clear. What we're going to talk about now is divorce and alimony. So I called my wife, Naomi Beppu, and her cheating partner, Takio Miyamachi, to talk. But...
Alimony? Are you an idiot? It's your fault for not holding on to your wife, right?
That's right. You don't even let me have any luxury because you want to save money. Ugh, isn't it terrible?
Are you my boss or something? No, right? If you want to be bossy, say it after you become above me.
Just like that, there was no discussion, and we ended up in court.
I wonder if Amatsu-san is okay. He was kicked out of his house, right?
The story soon became known to everyone in my small office. Of course, both Naomi and Miyamachi work here. Since the apartment was in Naomi's name, I was kicked out, and now I live in a short-term apartment. So, I didn't have a place to live. Thank you for your hard work. I finished work and rushed home. I can't possibly be energetic. The president, Akari Ohori, was watching my back. By the way, she's married, but uses her maiden name at work. Then, without my knowledge, a meeting was being held between the president and 3 other senior executives.
I think that's just too much, but firing isn't easy.
6 years ago, they seem to have started their business as a VTuber selling imported miscellaneous goods. The company now has about 30 employees and is expanding its scope of work.
Ah, then you had an idea for it before, right? About Amatsu-san?
Koharu Mogami, who also still uses her maiden name, suggested that. The result was not from everyone. And the next day, I was called into the reception room by the manager. Amatsu, you can speak English, right? What do you think about leaving Japan? A what? We're going to create an overseas branch, so you should go. Of course, you have the right to refuse though. The manager looks at me kindly. I'm making him worry. That's what I thought. And these words came out naturally. I will go. About 2 months later, I was on the plane studying. I have to thank the management. I have to pay them back through work. The trial was settled early, without the opposing party appearing in court. Escape from Japan, huh? Ah, that's right. Because of you guys, I escaped. When I ran into them my last day at work,
Heh, isn't it a waste to pay for a lawyer? So I lost the lawsuit. But what now? There's no way I would pay alimony, you fool! Take it if you can. I don't have that kind of money.
You're running away from Japan, right? Why don't you just disappear? You sued me. You had no love for me, did you?
Everything didn't matter to me anymore, and I left the rest to my lawyer. Oh, is this where I'm gonna live? I traveled almost a full day from Japan to New Hampshire. This is Manchester, the state's largest city. The time difference with Japan is 14 hours. Like Japan, the 4 seasons are distinct. There are no state taxes, and if you go to the suburbs, it's full of nature. Above all, it seems to be one of the safest places in the US. As I was about to go to my room, I was patted on the back. When I turned around,
Trick or treat!
oh, whoa. There was someone wearing a pumpkin in front of me.
Treat! Please treat! Ah, so annoying. I'm hungry. Give me some treats.
When I took the pumpkin from her head, a blonde-haired woman appeared. By the way, it's spring now.
Are you Japanese? You should be glad I'm not a bad guy. So thank me for your good fortune and give me some food.
What in the world are you saying? Well, I don't have any food with me right now.
What?
She's in shock for some reason.
Don't Japanese people always carry candy with them and give it to everyone?
Where did that image of Japanese come from? And then she goes home feeling depressed. What was she? The next day, I decided to head out into the city without feeling jet lag. There's a supermarket and a convenience store just a short walk away. It's a nice area to live in. This is a city, so there are many residences, commercial facilities, and offices. Is this a restaurant? but I don't have the courage to go out at night, so I guess I'll come only during the day. Even if you say it's safe, this is not Japan. I think that security awareness is always necessary.
Oh,
There was some kind of commotion going on at the back of the store. Is that the woman from yesterday? No, I shouldn't get involved. But I ended up getting involved. No one will take it away, so eat slowly.
Nom, 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 nom. So good.
Somehow, I felt a sense of kinship with her, so I helped her. Apparently, she was really hungry.
Phew, you saved my life. Japanese people are so nice after all. Oh, I'm Sophia Hampton, a wanderer with no job, no home, and no money.
A woman who calls herself Sophia laughs about her own situation. Well, I'm Sotaro Amatsu. I heard that New Hampshire is a state with the least poverty.
Poverty right in front of you. Just because there aren't many doesn't mean there aren't any. Hey, Sotaro, you came here for work, right? Would you like to hire me? Or rather, hire me. Let me live with you. I'll do anything.
Whoa! Don't suddenly hug me!
I don't want to feel scared at night anymore. I don't want to be scolded for rummaging through trash cans like earlier.
I heard that a few years ago, her parents lost their jobs and both passed away due to illness. She lost her home and money, and has been living as a vagrant for the past few weeks. Got it. I have to hire some people locally to set up the new branch anyway. Originally, I was thinking of a Japanese housewife living here looking for a job, but I thought she might be interesting. Besides, in the sense that she doesn't have a place to belong, I am the same.
Are you really sure?
Yeah, but I will ask you to learn Japanese. Now, let's take a look at my ex-wife Naomi and Miyamachi in Japan.
It's funny that Sotaro ran away overseas, but is it really okay not to pay alimony?
Heh, he got uncomfortable here, right? It's refreshing to see him gone. There are people I know who ignore child support or alimony payments. They never got punished. So, we're fine too, right? Just ignore it.
They showed no remorse at all. Well, about 3 months have passed since then. Well then, shall we go? Everyone, please do as you practiced. We managed to employ 2 Japanese housewives. I've made arrangements to use a room in my apartment as an office, and today is our first day at work. Especially Sophia, please show off your progress in Japanese today.
Yes, leave it to me.
Now, what is her job?
Yes, hello Japanese people, I'm Sophia. Nice to meet you. I'm Yoake. Starting today, we will be visiting stores in the US. But Sophia, you're so good at Japanese. Thank you. Sotaro, a nice Japanese guy taught me well. This is a surprise toy, and there are miniature toys inside.
We introduce items we find in the US to Japanese audience. People who watch the live stream can see items from the US that they would not normally see. If anyone wants the items, they let us know in the comments. The target group is housewives. Of course, we will not violate the Pharmaceutical and Medical Devices Act or the Food Sanitation Act. We collect the items and send them to Japan, and from there, we send them to the purchaser. Shipping and handling charges will be added.
That's a good business idea, but what's going on with Japanese people's wallets? Some people spend as much as $500.
As expected from the customer base of Harunoshika.
Wow, are we going to sort and send this? This is still our first batch, right? So there is still a lot to come.
Actually, the harder part of this job is the shipping, then the 2 hours of live streaming. Sophia, what are you doing? We'll all be doing the shipping tomorrow, so go to bed. She lives with me in my apartment. She was working alone.
Sotaro? You found out?
It's outside business hours. Sleep already.
Sorry, but let me do it just a little bit. It was fun, you know, working together and getting lots of comments. It feels like I finally found my place.
I see. I guess that excitement hasn't calmed down, so she can't sleep. Fine, but only for an hour, okay? I'll bring you something to drink. She nods. Maybe I found a new home too. We're being imitated? It was about a year later that I received the call.
Yeah, originally we imitated other VTubers too though. Since we are making good profits, others are doing similar things.
Viewers will leave us when they get bored, so I want you to think of new ideas. I was thinking about the president's words while staring blankly at the ceiling.
If there were other companies doing the same thing, the customers might get bored of us quickly. It's true.
Do you have any ideas?
I'm glad you asked me. Our main customer base consists of Japanese housewives. In other words, Sotaro, you have to take off your clothes.
Why?
That's it. A macho man introduces the products half naked. How's that?
No way! Why would I do that? If we do that, our account will be suspended.
Well, if you think too seriously, you won't come up with any good ideas, you know. Tomorrow's a day off, so let's forget about it and head out to Vermont.
Vermont is a neighboring state with the least population and abundant nature. I think maple syrup was a specialty.
We went there together before, but this time, let's go to a unique shop.
Ah! Sophia, you're the best! As expected, my best partner! Oh, I just learned this phrase. You complete me! I let my emotions take over and hugged Sophia.
Huh? Sotaro? All of a sudden, you're my everything.
By the way, I did not understand the meaning of the last phrase she said at the time. Well, it's been 3 years since I left Japan. It's not easy to admit to the folly of one's youth. 3 years ago, I left Japan as if to run away. Right now, it's just a nostalgic memory. Sophia, I wonder how she's doing. Before I went back to Japan, I was shaking hands with Sophia. See you, Sophia. I'm going back to Japan.
Yeah, thank you so much for everything, Sotaro.
3 years had passed, and the president asked me to come back. From now on, you will be the branch manager in the US, though temporarily. Good luck! Even though I said that, I was a little worried.
Good evening, everyone in Japan. It's Sophia. Today, as promised, I'm going to go look at the clothes sold at the supermarket. Comment if you want anything.
Sophia, she seems okay. We were together just a few days ago, but now we are on the other side of the world. I'm back in Japan, huh? Next morning, I ended up encountering Naomi and Miyamachi at the entrance of the company.
What? Sotaro? Why are you here?
The president called me back. Rings can be seen on their left hands. Oh, our lives are a mess because of you! Then, I remembered that the lawyer told me to proceed with foreclosure proceedings because they were ignoring the alimony payment. In other words, they are garnishing their wages because even if they sell their personal property, the amount is not enough to cover the alimony. Well, since you didn't appear in court, you were charged more than the original amount. My fault? My ass. It's your own fault. Their shoulders were shaking as I said that coldly. 3 years. During this seemingly short but long period, the company increased from about 30 to 50 workers.
This is also thanks to his success at the American branch. Therefore, as of today, he, Sotaro Amatsu, will be the head of the sales department.
Naomi and Miyamachi looked surprised to hear that.
Congratulations. This promotion is based on recognition of your ideas and great achievements.
That's right. We were starting to implement new ideas when other VTubers started copying us.
We are at Liberty Island, New York. I'm in front of the Statue of Liberty. We will also do the usual shopping at the souvenir shop. We will continue to deliver information on tourist spots and interesting shops in the States, so keep an eye out.
We took advantage of the fact that we were in the US. As a result, we were able to keep viewers entertained.
So that means this guy will be our boss?
After the morning assembly was over, they looked at me as if they couldn't believe it. Apparently, both of them were transferred to the sales department while I was in the US.
Yes, you're right. From now on, he will be the one evaluating you. Since he managed the US branch by himself, I'm sure he will be able to give everyone a fair evaluation.
President, you had such a malicious look on your face. I was called to speak in the president's office.
It's okay. I had to warn them properly. That there will be no next time.
In fact, the two of them had skipped work and flirted outside before. But it seems that she hasn't fired them yet, because the alimony payment to me will be on hold if that happens. I see. The alimony is deducted from their salary, and their life has become a mess. If they quit, they won't be able to pay, so they can't quit even if they want to. And she's putting them in an even more uncomfortable position by making me their boss. It's like it's slowly strangling their necks. President. She's tough. She had trouble with her previous boss before starting this company, so she has a lot of experience in dealing with trouble. With that in mind, I returned from the president's office and...
Oh, Sotaro-sama, aren't you tired from your long journey? Hey, would you like me to rub your shoulders?
There were two people next to my seat with disgusting smiles on their faces. Sotaro-sama? Hey, Naomi, you.
Hey, Naomi! His legs must be tired after the long trip. Let's massage his legs.
Huh? You guys, have you no shame?
Ugh, I'll do anything to survive.
That's right. I'll be able to pay up the alimony soon. Until then, I will do my best to protect myself.
They don't seem to be remorseful, and the way they flatter me is so disgusting. Oh, I'm going out for lunch. It was finally noon, and I left the office trying to escape from them.
Hey, are you planning on trying to flatter Sotaro for the rest of our lives? I can't, okay?
Heh, I told you, right? It'll be over soon. But to think he would become a manager just because he went overseas for 3 years. If it were me, I would have achieved more results and made a triumphant return.
Huh, then perfect. Actually, I was planning to send someone to the US to try something new. So you're gonna volunteer, right?
A hand was placed on Naomi and Miyamachi's shoulders, and they turned around in fear.
President!
Oh, wow. A lot has happened. Hey, so do you miss me now?
Just as I went back home, I received a call from Sophia. It's already 10 p.m. here, but it's only 8 a.m. there. After all, the 3 years I spent with you were so much fun. I miss it.
Yeah, me too. I feel lonely without you. I want to see you. Hey, do you remember what I said 2 years ago? You're my everything.
3 months passed, and at the same time as I paid off the alimony, Naomi and Miyamachi left for the US.
Ow! Japan is moving away from me!
No. I can't live abroad.
Apparently, they volunteered and was given a transfer order. If they refused, they would have been fired due to the past incident. Since they had kept on paying the alimony, they had no savings. There was no way they could refuse. I don't think they will ever be getting any promotion. 3 days later, I was attending a supervisor's meeting. Looks like the next strategy will be announced.
The yen is weak now, right? In that case, we have to do the opposite of how it was before. I think exporting is an option now.
I see. So we're gonna try to get people overseas to buy Japanese products now.
But, to be honest, I don't think there will be any results if only Japanese people do it. So that's why we had her come from the US. Sophia Hampton-san, come inside.
What? The moment the door opened and I saw a familiar face, she jumped into my arms.
I talked to Akari. She told me that I could work in Japan. Sotaro!
Sophia? It's been a while. So you are gonna work in Japan? Then the president put on a wry smile while telling me what I hadn't noticed.
You complete me. This is a phrase used when confessing your love. You're my everything. That's what she said to you in response. You know what she meant by this, right?
Now, let's talk a little bit about what happened after that. First of all, the Miyamachi couple.
Robbery?
A gun? Does he have a gun?
They were somehow surviving, but seemed to be getting into trouble by going out carelessly. Will they be able to return to Japan alive? As for us, we had a hard time at first, but we are increasing the number of overseas subscribers.
Okay, today, let's take a look at souvenirs from Japanese hot springs. For some reason, wooden swords are sold at the entrance of the store. Why?
However, we still have a long way to go until turning a profit. And we are finally engaged and are enjoying every day together.
You know, when I gave you a response, your expression didn't change, so I was like, what's going on?
To begin with, I had no intention of asking her out at that time, so of course I didn't notice anything.
Sotaro, you created a place for me when I didn't have anywhere to belong.
I didn't have a place to belong either, but I was able to move on thanks to Sophia. And just like that, we have become a perfect couple.
My name is Hijiri Ichijo. I'm a 30-year-old who works as a designer at an apparel company. Our company makes made-to-order fashion products that match each client's needs. We're pretty well known in the industry for providing that service.
Ichijo-san, the new product samples for the next exhibition are ready. Please look at them.
To satisfy each individual's needs is the core of true fashion. In keeping with our president's philosophy, we came up with new designs and ideas every day, but
What happened to the president is really unfortunate.
He was so young, and no one saw it coming.
that's right, the day before, our company's president had passed away.
The cause of death was heart failure, right?
I was shocked. He cared about his health more than anyone.
I couldn't hide my shock at the sudden news, but the real tragedy was just beginning. After the board meeting, one of the managing directors and the former president's son, Toya Takatsuki, was appointed president. This man would be the cause of impending chaos.
From now on, we'll focus on mass production and uniform designs for expansion. We will no longer be doing any made-to-order products to account for each client's needs. That's all.
No way! We've always worked hard making things to order. Why are we changing directions all of a sudden?
That's right. This is not right.
If you don't like it, you can quit. I'm sure the office will feel more roomy that way.
Previously, he had supported the president as a managing director, but his reputation was never good. And now, because of him, the company was starting to change drastically.
What's wrong, Ichijo? Are you gonna fight me on this too?
I entered this company because I was drawn to the former president's philosophy, so I can't accept that policy.
Let me ask you this. What's wrong with mass production? Every successful company in the industry has been doing that, right?
If we do that, we'll end up betraying the customers that have given their patronage to us up until now.
Heh, in the end, customers are satisfied if they can buy something pretty good for cheap, right?
I'm sure there are people like that, but our clientele...
The demand speaks for itself. I'm surprised you made it this far with that brain.
We make enough profit. At this rate, the company...
Heh, if you're gonna complain so much, quit.
In the end, I decided to resign. I was gonna leave the company. 2 weeks later, I submitted my resignation and left the company I had been at for many years. I wandered around the city. Maybe I shouldn't have quit so suddenly. I don't have anything lined up. For now, I have some savings and unemployment insurance, so I think I'll be okay.
Why are you always so keen on going big? I think it's weirder if you say you want to go small.
Huh? What are they talking about? In the middle of the narrow road, two girls seem to be arguing.
Bigger is better for sure. That's not true. There are people who like smaller.
Excuse me, can I scoot past you?
Shut up!
The two of them shouted at the same time and looked at each other in surprise. Is something the matter?
Sorry, we're former bar hostesses. We're not anymore, but... Geez, Haruka, you suck at explaining. Actually, we want to start a business together, but we got into an argument over it.
I see. So you were fighting about that. I was unemployed and had all the time in the world, so I decided to hear the two of them out. The two of them had looked at several store locations and were on their way back.
So, I think that even if the shop is small, the more accessible one will attract more customers.
I think that a cheaper location outside the city will garner more profits, and we can work in a more spacious place.
So that's what you meant by big and small. By the way, what kind of shop is it?
We want to open an apparel shop, and we're looking for places to do that.
My ears twitched at the unexpected word, apparel. I see. First, you have to think about your ideal brand image.
Huh?
Then, you have to narrow down your target clientele. If you do that, it'll be easy to decide where your shop should be.
You're pretty knowledgeable.
Huh? Well, I dabble in the business. I mean, I'm unemployed now. I explained to the two that I graduated from a fashion college. I also told them I was a chief designer at my former job at an apparel company. Then...
Onisa, would you like to work for us?
What? Wait!
Please, there's so much we don't know and we were struggling.
The two of them grabbed my hands and didn't let go. It seemed like my unemployed life was over in an instant. On the other hand, at my former company, the new president was yelling furiously at the employees.
You can ignore what the clients are saying. Just focus on cutting costs right now.
In keeping with the new president's policy, the company was trying to move forward with a drastic streamlining process.
Individuality in design is not important. Produce, produce, produce! Produce efficiently with uniform designs.
Efficiency wasn't a bad thing, but the problem was ignoring the brand's original ideology and the employees. The process was a steamroller. Rumor has it that he's trying to keep only the yes man. As for me...
Ta-da! This is our office/house.
The landlord is nice and lets us do whatever we want.
Whoa, it's exactly what I would imagine a Japanese gyaru's room to look like.
What's wrong? Is there something weird?
No, nothing. I was just a little in awe. There was a mountain of stuff that needed to be done in order to start a shop.
First, the interior design, the shelving and cloths.
No, before that we need a brand strategy, product designs and stuff. We need Hijiki here to look over a lot of stuff.
Hijiki? My name is Hijiri.
Oh, sorry. She has a habit of giving people weird nicknames.
The girl with the long hair is Haruka Oka. She's cheery and friendly. And she has great communication skills. She's good at negotiating and quick on her feet, so she would be good at sales.
At this rate, the budget...
The short-haired girl is Yuria Hoshino. She seems cool, but actually, she's very caring. She's excellent at calculations and financial sense, so she would be good at the accounting side of things.
Let's work hard toward opening! Woo!
Finally, the day before opening, we were standing and soaking it all in front of the store we created. Man, we finally made it!
That's right, but Hijiki-kun, we're just getting started.
That's right. The real battle starts after we open tomorrow. Let's do this.
We were getting pumped up for the opening, but in the next moment, something unexpected happened.
Hey, long time no see, Ichijo. I'm surprised to see you working here.
Mr. Takatsuki? Why are you here?
I was notified by another employee that you were up to something, so I came by to see how you were.
With that, Takatsuki sneered and continued.
You've finally fallen off, huh? A man on the elite path in a major apparel company. Now he's playing with some freelance gyaru girls. Man, you really make me laugh.
You're really just saying whatever you want.
We're serious. We're not playing.
Also, who even are you? Talking all high and mighty?
Heh, you've got guts. Hey, Ichijo, I won't say anything. So why don't you leave this work? If you beg for forgiveness, I might let you come back. How's that?
I decline. I want to work hard with these two.
That's right. I would rather die than work for a condescending old guy like you.
Old guy?
Hijiki is our family, so we'll never let him go.
Ichijo, you really are dumb. I gave you a chance. Forget it.
Welcome. How is it? It's cute, right?
We worked tirelessly every day. We sold our stuff. We sold and sold and sold. We struggled at first, but slowly, we got some regular customers and our sales were going up.
My, this is lovely. How much is it?
It was a happy coincidence that our brand was popular amongst the fashionable older ladies. As a result, our name was spreading to a wide range of generations, from young to old. I was always staying at the office, designing and creating until the sun came up. It was tough physically, but every day was a good one.
Oh, I can't eat anymore. Give me more.
These two are terrible sleepers. I can't sleep a wink like this. A few months later, the shop was doing well, and we're able to rent a larger space for our office.
Wow, it's big. We can really get to work in here.
For real, it's nice. Let's make all kinds of stuff.
They're like this now, but in their hostess club days, the two of them were always at the top. Thanks to them, things were going well, truly smooth sailing. Today was the first day of our second store opening. The store was overflowing with customers. It was a hit.
Wow, amazing. There's so many cute clothes.
Look at this. This bag is super nice.
Thank you. Take your time and look around. We were steadily increasing our sales. Takatsuki must have heard something because he was back again.
Seems like it's going well. I'm sure that's just for now, though.
He looked terrible and exhausted. There wasn't a trace of his former self. That was to be expected. The reviews for his company were plummeting because of the expansion plan that didn't include product quality. They were on the brink. Long time no see, sir. But I don't think you should work too hard.
You have no right to worry about me. How's your place doing? Can you guys keep going?
You came to ask that? You didn't, right? You came here for something else, right?
That's...
I was on the nose. He hesitated and seemed fidgety. If you have something to say it quickly. We're busy.
Okay. Actually, I have a favor to ask you. Can you come back to work for us?
What? I couldn't hear you.
So, I want you to come back and work with us. Like before. Come back, please.
I see. But I decline. As soon as he heard my answer, the president's face slowly turned pale.
Why? I'm bowing my head and asking you.
No, you're not bowing anything. Also, your condescending attitude is obvious to me.
Then, what will it take to get you to come back?
I'm not sure what the person who made me quit is trying to say. Don't you think it's a little too late?
No, that was a mistake. I was going through something.
Anyway, you only look at profits and lost sight of the core of the business. I can't work with you.
You say whatever you want if I let you.
I could say the same. Someone who can only think about himself has no right to direct others.
You little... Hey, guys. I don't care if you use force. Put him in the car.
Takatsuki was furiously ordering his employees, but no one moved.
What are you doing? Get moving.
No.
The president was in shock after hearing their answer, but he quickly recomposed himself and shouted,
How dare you! My employees should just do as I say! Come on, hurry up!
Do you still think you have people that'll follow you?
Those people can't deal with the way you do things. Do you get it?
Shut up! You guys have no education, but you can really move your mouth!
Jeez, I can't. Of course they would switch sides, right, everyone? When I looked back, I saw familiar faces, my former co-workers.
What? When did you get here? Today's not a day off. How about work?
Sir, no, Takatsuki-san. We all resign as of today and we'll be working here from now on.
What? What a load of crap! What does that mean?
We cannot work for you anymore. Truthfully, we had received an offer from them a while back.
At the receiving end of their eye contact was Haruka and Yuria.
We needed a lot of good members for our second store, so we twisted and plucked.
Don't think you can get away with this. You can't quit the day off.
Oh, about that. We went through a retirement agency, so no worries. We just notified you now, so... As for legally required 2 weeks, we will utilize paid leave and other such methods.
The two of them still fought from time to time, but they were really smooth about these things.
Shoot! All of you looking down on me. I'll sue you all.
Huh. Finally. Man, he really is a terrible person.
For real, I don't want to see that face ever again. That's right, I never want him to come back.
Like this, there was a small hiccup, but we were able to open our second store. After that, Takatsuki never came back.
Cheers!
We finished our opening day of the second store, and we had a party to celebrate. I'm glad everything went well. I was worried for a second.
For real, it was really tough getting here.
Yeah, we struggled at first. No money, no customers.
Still, we worked together and made it.
By the way, I've been wondering, but do you have a girlfriend?
What are you saying?
I mean, I'm just curious. So, do you? Tell me.
I don't.
Really? I thought you did.
Then, let's go on a date.
What?
No fair, I want to go. Let's all go. That's okay, right? Right?
Wait a sec. What's wrong with you two? Stop messing around. Two of them slowly closed in on me. I had no intentions of an office romance, but I was still nervous. As for Takatsuki, the company went bankrupt due to a bad financial situation.
Shoot! This can't be!
On top of that, they were in debt, but he created a document that faked sales. He did this to trick a bank into giving them a loan of $100,000 and was arrested for fraud. If you only chase profits, you lose trust and, in the end, it will lead to your own destruction.
Shoot!
You're too cocky. What do you think an organization is? When it comes to complaints, speed is the key. You were just waiting and there's no progress. My name is Hideki Miyahara, 34. I'm a sales manager at a company that sells business card management systems. I'm currently having an argument with a new manager over how to deal with a customer complaint. Anyway, I'm gonna visit a customer today. We are very sorry to have kept you waiting. We are currently working hard to resolve the bug. I will report as soon as we find out the cause. My job is to create original management software to suit customers' needs. Even major companies like the one I'm visiting right now have adopted it, but bugs still occur when it's first introduced. On this day, I, the sales manager, went out and apologized, so they somehow forgave me for the slow response. A week after that happened, I was surprised when the manager called me and suddenly said something like this. You go here. The transfer will take place in a month. Huh? This place is where the team is collapsing. Sales are the lowest in the entire company. Congratulations! You've been promoted to a department head. Are you happy? This company has independent departments for each head office and branch office, so it's not strange for me to become a sales director. It sounds good, but he just wants me away. And a month later, I was on the Shinkansen. I can't refuse when I get a job offer. In the past month, the branch manager was hospitalized due to stress, huh? Even before I went, my stomach started hurting. In effect, I'll be the highest rank officer at the branch. That's stressful. Oh, it's cold, even though it's late March. The branch office I'm heading to is on the outskirts of a local city. I remember coming here once on a business trip a long time ago. I think there were about 30 people there at that time. Now there's only 10 people. They were all nice people, though. There was an executive who brought in his son through nepotism. They conspired to embezzle money and got arrested. It seems that Nepo Baby was the previous manager who made things worse. After that, the branch continued to be in the red and was unable to rebuild even though the culprit was gone. With the branch on the brink of closure, the employees there are labeled as incompetent. Okay, here it is. There's a signboard with the company name written on it. It matches my memory, and there's no mistake. Anyway, I'll just do what I can. I decided to open the door to the company. Who the heck are you? Is there something you need in this place where Mei Masayuki-sama is? For some reason, a man in a Showa region hairstyle glared at me. I am asking what business you have with me, the Crusher Masayuki-sama's office, I'm Miyahara, who will be working here from today.
Hey, Taro, don't threaten him. This guy's real name is Taro Moro.
2 women from the office noticed my presence and came out. Stop revealing my legal name! The name I want is Masayuki!
I am Rika Kitamoto. The woman who seems unmotivated is Moe Kagohara. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Whoa, this is like a class of delinquents in high school, even though they are working adults. Hey, you are here. I'm Hirofumi Kodama. Do you remember? And here, finally, a decent-looking person comes. This person is a sales manager that I know. He was in the product development department at the head office about 10 years ago. Yes, I remember you. I talked to you several times when you were doing product development. Oh, so you remember. I can't believe you're the director now. A long time ago, when the president changed, there was a dispute and he was transferred to sales here. He seems to be working hard without giving up. My name is Hideki Miyahara from the head office. I was appointed the sales director here. However, I don't know much about this area, so I think there's a lot to learn from you. Immediately, I greeted everyone. After finishing the greeting, there was an unenergetic round of applause. Is this branch really okay? Next, I checked the current situation. As the director, checking the current sales performance is my top priority. Oh, only the manager is selling, huh? Yes, the previous director messed with major companies. Kodama-san sighs. When I look at the numbers, I can understand why he wanted to sigh. Rika Kitamoto and Moe Kagohara were watching us. Next, I checked her human resources. I can deal with the office works later. I have to do something about the salespeople first. Well, the sales department is comprised of Manager Kodama and Kitamoto-san and... Huh? Weren't there 3 people? Moro Dashi-kun? Aren't you in sales? Note for viewers, Morodashi means exposed completely, usually in a sexual way. What do you think I'm exposing completely? Kitamoto, stop laughing at me! I'm an accountant! What? He's super shocked, damn it! Just like that, the day ended early just by checking the status of the branch. It's full of challenges. I'm already kinda tired. I moved to the office in the afternoon. I was feeling mentally and physically tired.
Hey, boss. You'll be living in the dorm from today, right? I'll show you around. We got a new resident. So, it's the director's welcome party! Woohoo! Woo!
Oh, whoa! The luggage had already been brought in, but for some reason, a party started in my room. Apparently, only 2 of them lived here. By the way, Moe Kagohara is a programmer.
So, what do you think? Our office is in a terrible condition, isn't it? Sooner or later, this place will be given up and go bankrupt. Yeah.
She shrugs her shoulders and looks like she's already given up. But I thought about it for a moment and said this out loud. Indeed, my predecessor did nothing. Likewise as a company. We don't know when the headquarters would notify us of closure. Still, there are people working. There are customers too. Then, we have to do something about it, right?
I see.
She said that briefly and talked to Kagohara-san, who was next to her.
What do you think? So serious.
They had such a conversation, and when they looked at me,
Then you should try it.
saying that, Rika Kitamoto and Moe Kagohara gave me bewitching smiles.
Good luck. I won't get in your way, so feel free to change our office. Just be careful not to get your back stabbed.
Oh, that would be terrible. Now, I have to do what I can do. First of all, everyone's appearance. Hey, Moto! Didn't I tell you to change that hairstyle? It's inappropriate for work! Heh! Regent hairstyle is my soul! It's my life itself! I can't change it! And I'm Masayuki! In the end, I overlooked it, because he was an accountant, but I banned him from serving any customers. Next, the priority was employee training. When you're on the phone, speak slowly and clearly. If you make someone wait, call them back and update them regularly. This office has many young people, but there is almost no employee training held. Only the minimum necessary skills were taught. What on earth was the branch manager doing? Apparently, he was one of the Nepo babies and very weak-willed. Well, no wonder it turned out like this. After about a month, we were finally able to focus on sales.
Director, you're doing a great job. You've made people with quirks like us pretty decent.
Today's a new customer visit with her. Well, surprisingly, everyone is pretty serious at work. It's strange compared to how you were a month ago.
It's not strange at all. Everyone wanted to work, but no one took the lead. Just watch us, alright? Once we release our full power, it's gonna be awesome!
Her words were exactly on point.
Thank you for your inquiry. Today I will explain our system. The best feature of this system is its extensibility. It can also be linked with various sales systems.
Before I knew it, she was able to sell our system on her own. It's not just her. So, this customer wants to add security features.
Roger that. If so, should I make it so that it cannot be viewed from any device other than the registered ones?
Yeah, we're still in the coding stage, so just a proposal is fine. But hey, this system is great, isn't it?
I've been playing around with computers since I was in elementary school.
That's amazing. Look, Director! I checked stuff on a whim and found this. What is it? Don't you see it? It's the gap between the sales and deposit amounts. Focus! I'll hit you with my Regent-style hair! Oh no, not that! After half a year, the office became normal. Whoa, this is amazing. This number reflects your management skills. One evening, Manager Kodama says this after looking at the half-year financial results. Both new customers and sales are significantly higher than last year. This is amazing. This is the result of everyone's efforts, not just mine. In fact, what they lacked was just the basics. Once they got a solid foundation, they were able to produce results. They were excellent. Now that I think about it, what kind of guidance did you give them before I came here? Huh? I don't have the same charisma as you, since I've been demoted to the position of a pitiful section manager. Even though I try to tell him that that's not answering my question. When things are going well, bad things tend to happen. Please be careful. Thank you for your hard work. With that said, Hirofumi Kodama went home.
Yeah! Do you see it now? This is our power! I'm number 2 in the company in new customer acquisitions!
That night, Dika and Moe burst into my room for the first time in a while. They want a party.
I'm in the first place in customer satisfaction as a system.
These two have achieved incredible results during this half-term. Congratulations! By the way, this is the third time they barged into the room and had this kind of exchange.
Thanks. You've been putting yourself on the back burner and focusing on everyone else for the past 6 months. I know there are days when you stay late at night. I can tell you're working really hard.
Well, it's my work. I'll do what I can. When I said that, she suddenly smiles.
Because you're like that, we too. Oh, a fountain! Well, and me too. It's almost here.
What do you mean it's almost here? Hey, it's not even your room! Hey! It was a terrible night. Then another half a year has passed. It's been a year since I came here. Everyone, please listen. Unfortunately, our sales didn't beat the head offices, but we did great. Our branch's sales were the highest ever since it was launched. Everyone got excited. What a big difference in just 1 year. But it's amazing. People who were treated as incompetent changed so much just by being motivated.
If we get serious, this is what happens. Well, it suddenly feels like work is fun.
Well, that's good, but why am I taking you guys to an amusement park?
Shush! We need a reward. Let's go. It's a date, woohoo!
Yeah. Well, it's true that it would have been difficult for me to do it alone. In fact, they were acting as emotional regulators for everyone else.
Huh? No. I haven't really been taught how to work ever since I joined this company. That guy, Director Miyahara, will do something about it. You were also aiming to be a great office lady, right? Besides, if things continue like this branch will go bankrupt. If we don't take the initiative now, we'll be unemployed. Huh? That's troubling. Fine, I can't help it.
In addition, everyone's motivation has increased as Rika has started taking on new clients, which is also a big factor.
We only cooperated with you because we realized you were serious. Yeah? Now the branch office is safe and everything is okay. Work has become more fun too.
In any case, there's no doubt that various factors intertwined and led to success after I came here. Okay, we'll take a day off tomorrow and work again the day after tomorrow. Let's play today! While we were having fun at the amusement park, somebody was starting up a computer in the office. Jeez, he has caused me a lot of trouble. I never intended to go this far. But Miyahara-san, it's your fault. Saying that, the man took out a small USB. Huh? Information on customer business cards leaked? It was half a month after I went to the amusement park that this happened.
Yes? It was extracted directly from the file on the server that contains the information. There are signs of a security breach and suspicious records. The login was here.
She said so, pointing at her computer. The date seems to be the day we went to the amusement park. A few days later, several familiar faces that were widely reported on the news were bowing their heads with pale faces. I couldn't help but hold my head as well. I reported it to the head office, but it seems like they tried to cover it up immediately after hearing my report. But that was a bad move, and it ended up like this. Office clerks at both the head office and branch offices were busy answering phone calls. It's the worst, even though things were going well.
Director!
Rika lets out a worried voice. and Kodama-san comes here.
Whoa, this is very troublesome. Both the president and general manager showed their faces to the whole country. Serves you right.
I raised my head as he said something disturbing. Oh shoot, why didn't I notice? Only managers and above can turn off the nighttime security at this office. The branch manager is in hospital. I was at the amusement park with them. Then, no way. Chief Kodama?
Yes, it was bound to be discovered sooner or later. That's right. I leaked the information and sold it to the black market.
What? Why did you do that? You've been working hard on your own ever since the office was in ruins.
Nika's voice echoes, but he keeps a cool face.
I see. You were originally doing development in the head office. And if you were in charge of security, it must have been easy to break through. I should have noticed.
I've always hated them. The president, the general manager, and this company. I simply got into an argument with an incompetent executive at the time over the development of a new system. But I was demoted to such a rural town, and I'm now in the sales department. I'm a tech guy. Not only that, they appointed the executive's son as my boss. What a humiliation! Fortunately, the son was a total idiot. It was easy to frame him.
Does that mean that this man was responsible for the embezzlement of the executive and his son? But it's wrong to involve unrelated people.
Do you, a single guy, understand the feeling of a person whose family was shuttered due to demotion? That's why I thought of at least trying to destroy one branch and damage the company's reputation. But because of you, it's all ruined. If you hadn't come, if this branch had simply collapsed, I wouldn't have done this.
It's absurd. Did this man go to this length just to vent his frustrations?
I don't intend to be understood by you. Just seeing the sight is enough for me.
He handed me the resignation letter he had in his pocket. I can't accept that. It is the head office that decides what to do. He will probably be arrested after being fired. He should know that.
Well, let me just say this. Thank you for having me for a long time.
Chief Kodama, do you really have no regrets? That's what I said to him as he prepared to leave.
Didn't I mention that I don't expect you to understand me?
But you're crying.
Well, seeing how vibrant this office got this past year, there's something else I felt.
He may have felt a sense of camaraderie with us. I never thought he was the culprit. After work, the three of us in the dorm got together to have some drinks. We received so many requests to cancel the contract in just one day. There will be lawsuits in the future for sure.
Director, you're depressed.
Of course I am. I feel like this past year has been wasted.
Is that really true?
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. Chief Kodama certainly did something bad. No matter what the reason, it was wrong to involve innocent people in what he did. But what did the guys at headquarters do? They only tried to cover it up without taking responsibility, right?
What on earth does she want to say? I waited for her next words.
In other words, it was bound to happen. I think a company with such rotten people at the top would have ended up like this one way or another. It was supposed to be the president's job to take responsibility.
So, they want to say that such a rotten organization was bound to collapse, huh?
So... your hands if you would follow Director Miyahara if the company goes bankrupt. Me! Yes, me too. Let's have him feed us.
Hey! We said this jokingly, but we indeed need to be prepared for that. Naturally, we drank more than usual. Now, let me briefly tell you what happened after that. Naturally, Hirofumi Kodama was fired and arrested. However, he's said to have had a calm expression throughout the process. By the way, the company lost public trust and closed its branch offices. The scale has been reduced to just a head office. But the deficit continued. The manager who demoted me ended up on the street with no retirement allowance at the age of 50. I'm over 50 and looking for a job. I still have a mortgage too. As for the branch office, a new enterprise software company was established at the same time as the branch closed. Here we go! The final bill is here! You need to take it to a client, right? Go!
Oh, you're so fast as usual, Taro. Molly, I'm going to meet the same customer as before. How's the progress?
I told you it's Masayuki!
Sorry, I'm running a little late. Please tell them it will take another 2 weeks.
It was difficult at first, but things are getting back on track. Everyone who was at the branch is working together again, including the former branch manager. Finally, when the branch office closed, we were kicked out of the dorm, and the three of us ended up living in a rented place.
Oh yeah, the guys at the office said this. Hideki is polygamous.
It's no laughing matter! Oh shoot! Are people seriously thinking of me that way?
Well, I'm sure it looks that way. Will you take responsibility?
That joking comment was the trigger for me to start liking her. But that's a story for another time. Oh, Kawaibe-san, this campaign cannot be used in conjunction with this one.
Huh? Oh, huh. Was that about this campaign? Wow, look at that. Kawaibe-san, we talked about that in a recent meeting. She's so clumsy.
I'm Kazuma Yoshio, 28. I'm a nice guy who works at a small company that builds websites. In the office, we are constantly talking about Riko Kawaibe, a member of the second sales department who recently joined.
I'm Riko Kawaibe. I'll do my best to catch up with you all. Thank you.
Kawaibe-san, who joined the company as a new graduate, was the center of attention from male colleagues due to her youth and cuteness.
Sorry, I think I mistakenly printed 100 copies instead of 10.
What? 100 copies? There are times like that, I guess. Let's use the extra ones as printing papers. It's okay.
100 copies? Is that okay? Isn't she gonna get scolded?
At first, the female colleagues voiced their concerns about her, who made such mistakes one after another, and finally...
I'm sorry. This time, I set it to full color, one-sided printing.
Huh? Even though it was supposed to be black and white, both-sided? It's okay. I'll do it myself. Kawaibe-san has been making too many mistakes. At first, the male employees were kind to her, but they gradually started to shy away from her. And one more problem. Did you listen to me properly? I can't get the contract signed like this.
No way. What should I do? It's my fault. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We just need to explain it to the customer again. Hey, Kotoneshi! Wasn't your explanation too hard to understand?
Sorry. Looks like my explanation was bad. I'm sorry. Manager Shikata protects Kawaibe-san from her mistakes every time. Here it is again. Manager Shikata's favoritism. I get scolded so badly when I make a mistake.
The second division's sub-manager, Kotonashi, was trained by Shikata, so he never talks back to him. But we would be in trouble if we went against Shikata and get kicked out like our previous manager.
My company also runs other businesses, and the president is hardly ever here in the office, leaving the rest to the manager. My current manager is a god of sales who can get 3 appointments out of 4 phone calls and boasts an 80% contract rate. Therefore, the president has a lot of trust in him. In the end, everybody was feeling sick of his favoritism, but couldn't say anything. Matsura-san, sorry. This customer...
Huh? Ah, the payer and the person in charge are different here, so...
This person is Saya Matsuda, the boss of the first sales department to which I belong. We have 4 sales departments, and the sub-manager of the first department is Matsura-san, and the sub-manager of the second department is Mr. Kotonashi. Kawabe-san reports to him. The entire sales department is managed by Manager Shikata. Since it is a small company, we only have rank-and-file employees, sub-managers, and managers. I see. As expected of you. It's true that if I talk to them in that way, it will resonate with their heart. Matsura-san is excellent and smart. I respect her as my boss. But if I can get this contract, the unit price is high, so... as a reward, perhaps we can go on a date?
Rewards come back as bonuses. Isn't that enough? If that's all you have, get back to work.
Ah, you're so tough! I was rejected every time.
Matsura-san, this is the manuscript requested this time. What do you think? Yeah, nice. The content is likely to resonate with the demographic we want to appeal to, as expected of you. Yay! I'm so happy to be praised by you.
She's difficult for men to approach because she's so cool and good at her job. But she's extremely popular with female colleagues.
Matsura-san, please listen to me too.
She's dazzling. She's as popular as a top male actor.
Hey, Yoshio, did you say male?
No, wait, how did you hear what I said in my mind? Women seem to be able to see through guys' weird thoughts, so be careful what you think, guys.
Why did you overwrite it?
One day, even though Kawabe-san made a mistake again, it was a woman in the production department who was being scolded.
But if the attachment in the email from Kawabe-san were correct...
I'm sorry. I attached the wrong file.
It's okay, Kawaii-san. You're not at fault. You never change because you've always been blaming others. Next time you say something like that, it will affect your evaluation. Be prepared.
Manager Shikata, aren't you too one-sided?
Matsura-san, who couldn't stand his arrogance, finally speaks out.
Heh, Matsuda, you're an outsider from Section 1, right? Or do you have some kind of authority I'm not aware of? Hurry up and get to work. Kawabe, shall I buy you some coffee?
After saying that, he took Kawabe-san to buy coffee.
Thank you, Matsura-san, but I can't stand it anymore. If this injustice continues any longer,
Honestly, me too. I've been holding back, but if things continue like this, I won't be able to work here anymore.
Me neither. I can't keep up with his arrogance.
I get you all. Sorry. I thought I wouldn't say much about other departments, but I guess I've reached my limit too. I have to think about what to do. Let me say this directly, manager. Today's case earlier, that was too unreasonable.
That evening, Matsura-san and Manager Shikata were talking about something in the conference room.
Your excessive favoritism toward Kawaibe on a regular basis is bringing everyone's morale down.
Heh, you're his subordinate after all. He also gave me an opinion like that a long time ago. Well, I ended up kicking him out of here though.
Matsura-san glares sharply at Manager Shikata.
He was headhunted by another company. He just abandoned this company. Are you planning on making the same mistake again?
Ah, shut up! If you don't like the way I do things, you can quit too. There's nothing more to talk about. Get out!
It's rare to see you in a place like this. I went up to the rooftop to take a breather, and I came across Matsura-san looking up at the sky with a can of coffee in hand.
Hey, Yoshio, what's up?
Well, I thought I would take a breather, and now I'm alone with you. So lucky.
I see. You always slack off here, huh?
Oh shoot! I never slack off. It's a necessary change of pace to help myself work more efficiently. When I desperately try to make excuses. Matsura-san suddenly started laughing out loud, putting her hand over her mouth. It's a pretty rare sight. Matsura-san? Was it that funny?
Yeah. There are so many strange things in this world. I can't even overcome that guy. How powerless am I?
Matsura-san. She won't go into specifics, but I guess her discussion with manager didn't go well. You're right. So many weird things in this world. Like Matsura-san never going on a date with me.
Jeez. You're talking about something like that now?
Then I looked at her with an unusually serious expression. Actually, there are many unreasonable things in life, but some people are definitely watching you work hard. I believe everyone is grateful to Matsura-san.
Yoshio.
Oh, is your heart racing now? It is, right?
Why would you say that out loud?
I become forward whenever I can be. By the way, I also love the fact that your lunchboxes are always so cute.
Oh, hey! I had no idea you knew that. Don't mention it.
Seeing her blushed face made me work more efficiently afterwards.
Damn, Matsuda is just like that guy, and is a nuisance. I have to do something about her.
At that time, Shikata seemed to be plotting something untoward. Even so, why does Kawaibe-san make so many mistakes? The next day, I wondered if I could do anything about it, so I decided to ask the very person in question. It would be troublesome if the manager was around, so I made sure he was out and took Kawaibe-san out to lunch. Hey, why do you keep making so many mistakes, Kawaibe-san? Do you have any idea?
That's,
Kawaibe-san was in a panic, not being able to reply. Her face turns pale, and her hand hits the fork.
I'm so sorry.
She hurriedly tried to pick up the fallen fork, but her hand is shaking and can't seem to move it properly. I see. You're certainly clumsy, but before that, your self-esteem is too low. Furthermore, the men around her always want to help her. She never got the chance to improve herself and still don't have confidence, I guess? I came to the conclusion that nothing good would happen to her at this rate, and an incident occurred.
Huh? You proposed to a customer a campaign that we can't do again, and you got a contract?
On this day, the second division sub-manager Kotonashi was working outside. Shikata also seems to be busy. So she came to consult Matsura-san, who happened to be in the office.
I'm sorry.
Kawaibe-san looks sad as she bows her head.
Didn't you check with Kotonashi before making the proposal? Huh? I thought I had to hurry, so I forgot.
I see. She didn't check with him beforehand. At our company, when we are new, we have to ask our superior to confirm the content before making a proposal to a customer.
I see. But this is the same mistake as before, right? I think you just learned this the other day. Why do you keep making the same mistakes?
Oh, that's...
Kawaii-san didn't seem to be able to answer anything, and just kept her head down. Then I glanced over at the manager's desk, and he was grinning. That's strange. Normally, he would come around now and protect her.
Aren't you giving up on thinking now? You can't move forward unless you think about why you made the mistake. Aren't you expecting someone to help you again?
Kawaii-san finally begins to cry.
I'm sorry. I really can't do anything.
Hey, I can't believe you made your subordinate cry.
Immediately, Manager Shikata broke into the conversation with a grin on his face.
That was too harsh, wasn't it? She can sue you for harassment for making her cry.
No way. This guy. He was waiting for this to happen?
You, an older woman, are jealous of her because you can't get a man to help you? Apologize to her.
It's you who should apologize.
What? Yoshio?
I couldn't bear it anymore, and I stepped forward. Do you realize that you were the one harassing? You use your position to do whatever you want, right? Have you noticed that the atmosphere in the office is getting worse because of you? On the other hand, Matsuura-san is really thinking about the company. You should apologize to Matsuura-san.
Yoshio.
Who are you talking to? You're just a rank and file employee. If you have any complaints about my methods, quit!
Shikata was furious. However, I was also prepared to object. Matsuura-san put her hand on my shoulder and gave me a fearless smile.
If he's gonna quit, I'll quit too.
Matsuura-san!
If Matsuura-san resigns, I'll resign too.
Me too.
Me too. If Matsuura-san leaves, this company will have no future.
Everyone.
Following me and Matsuura-san, the people who were there showed their intention to quit one after another.
You guys!
What are you gonna do? It would be a problem if everyone quit all at once, right?
I'm sorry.
Seeing this, he must have realized how bad the situation is. He bowed his head. In the end, the manager ended up self-destructing by trying to frame Matsuura-san in front of everyone. Shame on him. Kawaii-san. I called out Kawaii-san, who had just been looking down and crying. I think everyone makes mistakes, because we are humans, not robots. The only important thing is what you do after you make a mistake. For that reason, your boss scolds you and gives you advice. Not getting mad at you, they're scolding you. Besides, it's actually harder to scold someone than to be scolded, you know? Apparently, it was eye-opening for her.
Kawaii-san, I'm sorry. I should have talked to you properly first.
Matsuura-san turns to Kawaii-san and speaks kindly to her.
Actually, when I joined the company, my senior was loved by Shikata at the time, just like you now. But in the end, she was unable to do anything on her own, and was not well thought of by those around her. As a result, she became isolated and couldn't bear it anymore, so she quit.
In fact, it wasn't just the atmosphere in the office that Matsuura-san was worried about. Based on her past experiences, she was worried about Kawaii-san too.
And by the way, the other sub-managers at the time who cared about my senior also quit due to conflicts with Shikata. But this time, I was able to find peace thanks to Yoshio and everyone else. Thanks so much.
Matsuura-san bows her head while smiling kindly at me and everyone else.
Apparently there's a problem with the training system within Section 2. I didn't want Kawaii-san to become like my senior.
Matsuura-san,
caused you all a lot of trouble up until now, and yet...
Although Kawaibe had managed to stop crying, tears welled up in her eyes again.
I'm really clumsy. Sometimes my friends are disappointed at me too. When I think that I have to do better next time, my mind goes blank. I'm really sorry. I get you. I guess your impatience and lack of confidence led to more mistakes. So, how do you want to become in the future? Is it okay for you to remain a person who is protected by someone and can't do anything for yourself?
Kawaibe-san looked straight at Matsuura-san with a dignified look.
I want to change. All right. Well said.
There were cheers from all around her, except for Shikata. A little bit about what happened after that. The situation seems to have been brought up to the president, and he apologized to all employees. The manager was questioned about his management skills, and as a result, he had to voluntarily resign. However, he has solid sales skills. He seems to have successfully found a job and restarted his career as a sales rep for a major company. But... shit! Damn! I'll get promoted again soon.
You can't get promoted in our company just by getting sales. I'll train you a lot.
It was a super unethical company with unlimited overtime and harassment. I heard that he became tired day by day, and when he got promoted, he worked even more overtime. Eventually, he got hospitalized.
I made another appointment. I'm off to sales rounds.
All right. Good luck.
By the way, Kawaibe-san has grown into a full-fledged saleswoman thanks to Manager Matsuura's training.
Kotonashi-san, you have 0 appointments this month, right? In that case, Kawaibe has another appointment in the afternoon, so please go there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kawaibe-san is now a candidate for sub-manager. By the way, Kotonashi was demoted. She is doing great. I can't believe how much she's changed.
Yeah, well, there are still issues. She's only receiving contracts for men.
By the way, Matsuura-san, I was promoted to sub-manager, so I think I deserve a reward of going on a date with you.
Sure, let's go.
Oh, you're so harsh as always. What? Did you just say let's go?
What? Don't you want to go?
I want to go! Of course I do! Even if the Earth were to be destroyed today, I would definitely go!
Hey, I definitely don't want that to happen. So don't say it.
Overprotection is said to be, in a way, a form of harassment. I think that's really true. It is the same as depriving that person of an opportunity to grow. And sometimes the burden is more on the person who is in the position of scolding than on the person being scolded. I want to take someone else's words seriously at all times and use them as fuel for my own growth. When you're scolded, it's an opportunity for you to grow. When are you gonna come back? You didn't show your face even on New Year's Day. Your mom is crying. I set my schedule online. I'll be back, so don't rush me. Well then. The time has finally come. My name is Ryu Satsukigase, a 25-year-old office worker working in the accounting department. My nickname is Satsuki. I was just told by my father to come home soon and take over the company. My hometown is in Fukui Prefecture. My father, who runs a small fishing company, is so popular that everyone in town knows him. I didn't want people to be comparing me to my father, so I fled to the city and got a job. I said I wanted to get experience in accounting, but in the end, I just didn't have confidence in myself. I wish I at least had a lover who would support me. In fact, some ladies sometimes confess their feelings to me, but I've turned them down because there's someone I secretly have feelings for. I'm quitting my job, so I might as well express my feelings to her one last time. As I started walking back to the office from the common room, I suddenly saw a familiar figure.
So, Habutan-san, let's go to lunch.
Yes?
Director Hetakoku and Habutai-san? Shunen Hetakoku, the manager of the accounting department, and Tsugumi Habutae, my senior who was my mentor when I was a new employee. Habutai-san is the person I have feelings for. Habutai-san has a reputation at work as a cool beauty, and what's more, she's incredibly good at her job. I thought I was relatively good at my job, but she changed my belief. I don't think I'll ever be able to catch up with Habutai-san. Respect to you.
Don't be so humble. Satsuki-kun, you learn quickly, so you'll soon be able to do it better than me.
Habutai-san is kind and humble. My admiration was so strong that I didn't have the courage to ask her out. But these days, Habutai-san tends to look down and doesn't seem as cheerful as before. I'm worried. Oh, senpai. She hasn't been feeling well lately. Do you know anything, Taniguchi?
Ah, it's just a rumor, but it seems like the manager is asking her out. They've been seen together a lot lately. It seems like the manager is living separately from his wife, so I think he might be looking for his next lover.
What is that? Isn't that a nuisance to Habutai-san? After hearing what my colleague Taniguchi said, I couldn't sit still, so I decided to ask Habutai-san to make time for me.
It feels like it's been a while since I've talked to you alone. I miss the training days.
Thanks for your help back then. So, Habutai-san, I asked Taniguchi about the manager. I thought you might be in trouble. Then, Habutai-san shifts her gaze a little downward.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for worrying about me.
Can't you say no? He's the manager, but even so, if he goes too far, it's enough to sue him. There are also witnesses.
Well, actually, there are some circumstances that make it difficult to refuse. I guess it's my fault in that regard. But I think I've reached my limit. I'm thinking about quitting.
I could tell from Habutai-san's grave expression that she was serious. Then, would you like to work with me at a fishing company in Fukui? I'm gonna quit my job soon and go back to my parents' company, but their accountant seems to have recently quit. As a successor, I have a lot of other stuff to learn, so having you would be reassuring. However, Fukui is far from here, but...
Really? I might want to go.
She was looking at me with a bright look on her face. From then on, things progressed rapidly, and Habutai-san and I decided to quit at the same time.
Are you leaving me behind, Satsuki?
In addition to Habutai-san, Satsuki-kun is also going. No!
There were unexpectedly many people who didn't want me to go, which made me feel a little happy. On the other hand, Director Hitakoku is looking at me with hatred in his eyes. I didn't tell anyone that Habutai-san will be working at my company, but I guess they guessed it. But there's no point worrying about it now. We immediately boarded the Shinkansen and arrived at Tsuruga Station in Fukui. Yes, the Hokuriku Shinkansen line between Kanazawa Station and Tsuruga Station is now open. There is no need to change trains midway.
Wow! We are here! It's my first time here.
From here, we will travel a little farther by local train. The sea is just a stone's throw away.
The town is full of fishermen, right? Oh, I love seafood, so that's great!
My family's company handles everything from purchasing fish to wholesaling and processing it. You're finally back! Do you have any idea how lonely we were?
That's right. He has been waiting for you to come home forever.
I can't breathe.
My father, Kyo, and mother, Kurumi, persistently hug me as an expression of love. Oh, please give me a break.
I am Tsugumi Habutai. I worked at the same company as Satsuki, Gase-kun. Oh my, I've heard about you, but you're really cute. Welcome. Oh, isn't your hair too long? You must have not been taking care of yourself.
Huh? I get a cut regularly. You've always wanted me to shave my head. Stop it!
Your hair is also damaged. I'll trim it for you. Oh, I look forward to it.
I screamed as I was dragged away. My parents have always pushed me around like this. Well, we're always like this, so take it easy and don't tense up, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Habutai-san will be living in a detached house from my parents' house. At first, my father seemed to have planned for me to live there too, and I had a hard time convincing him that we weren't in that kind of relationship. Habutai-san immediately started working as an accountant at the company, and quickly got used to the job.
As you said, Sugumi-chan works fast. I'm not good at this kind of thing, so I'm glad. I really want you to stay here forever as Ryu's wife. Huh?
Habutai-san, have you gotten used to your job?
Yeah, everyone is so kind to me. Satsuki-kun, are you going to the factory or something?
She looks at me strangely as I put on my work clothes. I smiled shyly while playing with my freshly cut hair. I was told to try out various jobs to understand the company, and I'm currently learning how to work at a processing factory.
I see. Sounds tough.
So I decided to serve you some freshly caught horse mackerel this morning. At this time of year, you can catch a lot of small horse mackerel, so you can try hitsumabushi style, namero, nanbanzuke, all sorts of styles.
Wow! What a great feast! Oh, I'm happy.
Habutai-san's eyes sparkle as she loves seafood. Looks like she's feeling better. I'm glad. Time passed, and half a year later, after finishing work today, Habutai-san and I are heading back to my parents' house together. I was really safe thanks to you. I had no idea their inventory management was so poorly done. My head hurts when I think about all the money they've wasted so far. They are really terrible.
Satsuki-kun, I wonder if I am being of help.
Of course, since you came, the company's waste has decreased, and sales have been increasing lately. Habutai-san smiles happily, but...
Yeah!
Suddenly, someone grabs Habutai-san's arm. When I turned around, Chief Hitakoku was there. Director, why are you here?
Tch, it's you? Hey, Habutai, isn't it terrible that you ran away to a place like this? Do you think a woman like you would be accepted in a rural area like this?
Habutai-san quickly turns pale. I reflexively stepped forward. Please stay away from her. How did you know we were here? The manager looked at me with disgusted eyes as I brushed his hand away.
With money, anything is possible. Anyway, I have some business with this woman. Outsiders should stay away.
I'm not an outsider because she is my fiancée. Habutai-san and the manager's eyes widen. Of course, it's a lie, but I thought this would be effective on this man.
Why? Why this guy? Even though he's from the countryside and is inferior to me.
The manager glares at me while grinding his teeth. Did he hate me that much? I didn't notice it until now.
Police officer, come on! A big man is picking a fight on a young man.
There, the voice of an elderly woman echoed loudly. When the manager heard this, he clicked his tongue and ran away. I was relieved to hear that familiar voice and turned towards it with a smile on my face. Thank you, that was helpful.
Jeez, you always attract weird folks.
She's Hotaru Kotomochi. She's our employee who works at the factory.
Thank you, Kotomachi-san. Satsuki-kun, I never expected him to come this far.
I wonder if he hired a PI. This is troublesome.
Hey, you're the next president, so stay strong. Well, if something strange comes along, I'll use this harpoon.
As expected of you, Monchichi. I love you. If you were 30 years younger, I would have married you.
Ugh, so annoying. You're still a baby. Also, stop using that nickname. I'll smash you into pieces.
I've always admired her, as known as Monchichi. Well, we've consulted the police, but we can't expect much from them. When I got home and calmed down, I asked again. Habutai-san, you said that there were some issues you have with him. Could it be that you were somehow taken advantage of?
Yeah.
I want to help, if possible. Could you please tell me? Habutai-san was worried, confused, and lost for a while. After a while, she started speaking slowly.
My parents were scammed into borrowing money, so I broke the company rules and had a side job to pay it back. So, I worked as a bunny girl at a bar because it paid well. I was able to pay it off.
Bunny girl? I honestly got excited to hear that, but I pretended to stay calm when I saw her with a gloomy expression.
Oh, I didn't do anything weird. The customers were mainly girls and the costumes were not too revealing. But that manager happened to come over with a girl and found out about it. I was photographed. You don't want to get fired, do you? Even if you run away, I can find out where you got a new job. That's how I was threatened.
She probably couldn't talk to anyone about it. Maybe she thought that if she spoke about it, she would be looked at strangely.
There was always a risk of being found out, so I knew I should have quit that side job right away. But when I wear a costume, I felt like I was freed from worrying about money and anxiety. I felt a little better.
I think that story just means that you tried your best to overcome a difficulty in your own way. I won't laugh at you. I would like to see you in that costume, though.
You really are an honest person.
Tsugumi-san laughs. Her eyes looking up at me are kind of warm.
I'm glad I met you, Satsuki-kun.
Me too. The manager will probably be back again. I also smiled, hiding my anxiety. A few days later, at noon, I received instructions from my father and was repairing the casting net. They broke it again so much, huh? Well, I was forced to do it a lot when I was a kid, so I'm used to it. Not good enough yet. Monchichi is much faster. Well, of course she is. Monchichi is the daughter of a fisherman, and she was an active fisherwoman herself until she got injured. While we were chatting and working, a voice rang out.
Hey guys, help me!
The voice came from the office where my mother and Habutai-san were. My father and I rushed immediately.
Oh, you came at just the right time.
As expected, it was Hitakoku. There were several clerks in the office, all of them relegated to the window. My mother and Habutai-san were among them.
Habutai, it looks like you're really having fun working at such a small company.
Are you the one causing trouble to my son and Tsugumi-chan? Why are you here?
Well, as her former boss, I thought I would kindly teach her a lesson. After all, this woman is his fiancée, right? You better not choose a woman like her.
I have a bad feeling about this. He's probably gonna reveal the story now. Former boss? Then you're an outsider here. Please leave. The manager curses at my father, who isn't scared of him at all. But soon, his smile returned.
Fine then. If only I could show you this. Here!
Hitakoku then scatters several photos on the desk. All of these are from when Habutai-san was wearing the costume at the bar.
This woman is a bitch. She wears clothes like this to flatter men.
This is... The clerk, father, and mother are all surprised by the photo. Habutai-san, on the other hand, closed her eyes tightly.
The reason why she became his fiancée must be because she wants money, right? You should stop dating such a bitch. If she gets tired of you, she'll move on to the next guy.
I couldn't suppress my anger and hit a nearby locker. A loud sound echoed in the room, cutting off his words. Don't be silly. Habutai-san is not that kind of person. Everything you're saying is bullshit.
Satsuki-kun.
Indeed, she broke company rules and worked at the bar, but it's to help her parents. And now she supports this company. Thanks to her, the company has become even more vibrant. That's how she is now. Is there something to complain about that? Then my father nodded vigorously, gathered up the scattered photographs, and turned them over. It's only been a little over half a year, but I think I understand what kind of person she is. I didn't know the details of her side job, but I heard from you that Tsugumi-chan was having a hard time. Then, that job must have been a choice that Tsugumi-chan desperately made to overcome difficulties. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
My mother and the office staff all nodded in agreement.
Tch, I thought she would come back crying if she lost a place to stay anymore. Are you pretending to be good friends? How can you protect such an embarrassing woman? Did you fall in love with her? Even though you're just a country bumpkin.
Huh? I don't want to be criticized by a creep like you, who chases her down all the way here.
By the way, who was the girl who was with you when you went to the bar, even though you have a wife? At that, Hitakoku's face changes. Didn't he expect to be argued back?
Gah! Well, that girl...
She's an employee of this company. As the next president, I have a responsibility to protect my employees.
What? I was your boss, you know? You ungrateful brat!
That's a long time ago. Please do not think that your position automatically gives you an advantage over others. I went back to my hometown, learned about my father's work, and learned this. To stand above others means to have a responsibility to protect those who follow you. That's why I had the confidence to say that the man in front of me was doing everything wrong.
Are you trying to tell me to leave? What a really cocky guy!
Huh? Leave? No. I'm gonna sue you. You're now a criminal. I need to let your company know too. A man who stalks and threatens an innocent woman and trespasses to do that should be fired from his position as manager. His eyes widened on my words, and the next moment, he was glaring at me with hatred in his eyes.
Seriously? What the hell are you? You've been doing nothing but pissing me off. The women in the accounting department were always praising me, but ever since you came to her company, they've turned their backs on me, saying I'm already married or I'm too old now. The other executives only praised you too. But since Habutan was a good woman, I thought I would at least make her my own. I was about to succeed, but then you let her flee to your parents' house? Shit! Why do you want to get into my way so much?
Hitakoku goes wild and curses at me. I am deeply appalled by his behavior, which is completely unbelievable for a 35-year-old man. Are you a kid? Seriously? Then I showed my smartphone to him. I filmed and recorded everything you've just said, even the way you acted like a kid.
Oh, no way! Damn you!
Hitakoku tries to grab me, so I avoided him. Still, he tries to attack me, and...
Eat this!
Monchichi heard the commotion and threw a casting net at him, causing him to fall miserably on the floor.
Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I can't fight!
Monchichi declares so, as expected my first love in childhood. Additionally, she had reported the matter to the police in advance, and Hitakoku was immediately taken by the police.
Everyone, thank you very much. What are you talking about? You've been so helpful to us.
Yeah, we were able to reduce unnecessary expenses and introduce new machinery to the factory. Sales increased, and my father is happy, thinking that we can continue to grow this company. So, I'm really glad that you came to work for us. Surrounded by everyone's smiling faces, Habutai-san shed tears and regained her smile. After that, Hitakoku was arrested on various charges, and I submitted the recording I had taken. We witnessed it too! Please take appropriate actions against him.
I know. I'm currently investigating.
In the wake of the incident, my previous co-workers provided witness information that Hitakoku had relentlessly harassed Habutai-san. What's more, it was revealed that he had previously had an affair with another female employee. As a result, he was fired.
You freaking scum!
Please forgive me.
His wife demanded him alimony and child support, and he's now living in poverty.
The manager, who had always had a strong desire for approval, could no longer control that desire and went berserk. It seems that he's currently suffering from mental illness and is unable to go out in public.
Come on, we're introducing Sumugi-chan's new hairstyle.
After the uproar, Habutai-san cut her hair to make a fresh start. It's a hairstyle that I couldn't imagine from how she used to be. Huh? Did my mother do all sorts of things on her own?
No, it's the hairstyle I chose. I asked her to do this. Doesn't it suit me?
It really does.
Can't you say anything more manly? Isn't she your fiancée?
That's right. Tell her your feelings more passionately, next president. The onlooker said that while patting my back. Huh? That's... Come to think of it, I declared that she's my fiancée in front of Hitakoku and forgot to correct it. While I was panicking, Habutai-san suddenly approached me. Habutai-san?
Where should we hold the wedding? Or maybe I'm not good enough for you, Ryu-kun.
What? Oh, of course, it's the best thing I could ever hope for. The choice to take over the company. The choice to invite Habutai-san to my company. I felt anxious about all the choices I made. But as I worked hard, my worries blew away, and I was heading in a better direction than expected. You only live once. I think it's important to make bold choices, so you don't regret. I'm Junichi Kuroba. I'm 23 years old, and got a job at a major food manufacturer as a new graduate after graduating from the University of Tokyo. Since the new employee training, I've been working in the product planning department of the branch office. Hey, what is this proposal? There's no way we could make a product like this ourselves. Let's start over. Jeez, this incompetent person is useless even though he's an elite. I'm very sorry. He's my instructor, Chief Enato Hayama. He yelled at me again today, and... Oh, sorry. That was a bad thing to say, but it bothers me when you make the same mistakes over and over again. That's right. Chief Hayama suddenly softens his attitude. This also happens every time. The reason why I'm so strict is because I have high expectations. Unlike me, you graduated from a good university. That's all I wanted to say. Please resubmit the proposal. Yes, I'm sorry. Is it the same mistake over and over again? I don't remember though. When I returned to my seat, I could hear other employees whispering from behind me, making me uncomfortable.
Kuroba-kun, you were yelled at by Section Chief Hayama again? Well, Chief Hayama's words are bad, but that kind-hearted Chief Hayama is the one to say this much? I wonder if Kuroba-kun is really bad at it.
Well, Chief Hayama is kind towards everyone other than me, and he's still like that even after yelling at me. In addition, I don't really interact with the people around me, so as a result, I get that kind of evaluation from the people around me.
Come to think of it, I was there before. Employees like Kuroba who were yelled at by Section Chief Hayama. Oh, it was there. Have you transferred to another branch? Hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't move your mouth at all, but it's about time you move your hands too. Sorry, Director Asahina.
The person who stopped the employees from gossiping was Mika Asahina, manager of the product planning department. The employees who had been gossiping, utter a shout, hurriedly returned to work, and I finally felt relieved.
Thank you for your hard work, Kuroba-kun. Did Hayama-kun yell at you again? I'll talk to him later. Jeez. Hayama-kun's proposals are great, but the way he treats his subordinates is terrible.
I'm not good at communication to begin with, and I don't have any good friends in this department. Manager Asahina is the only person who cares about me. No, it's my fault that I can't do work.
That's not true. Kuroba-kun is doing a great job.
I wish my instructor was Director Asahina. What? Chief Asahina is busy, so what am I thinking? Honestly, Chief Hayama's teaching style is sloppy. He says, "I already taught you," when he hasn't really taught. They never told me specifically what was wrong with the proposal. But since everyone's able to do their jobs with that guidance, I guess it's true that I can't do my job. Dejectedly, I look at the sticky note that says, "Good luck," attached to the edge of my desk. I discovered this sticky note a few months ago. I was returning from the bathroom feeling depressed because my proposal didn't go through. Yeah? Who the hell is this? There was a sticky note with some advice written on it along with the words "good luck." Amazingly, the points for improvement and the proposal are written in an easy to understand manner. This is how a proposal is written. I had never been taught anything like this. In my heart, I call the person who gave me this advice the god of sticky notes. The format of the proposal can be found here. After that, feel free to make a proposal. Wait, Section Chief Hayama, I know how to make a proposal. What kind of spoiled thing is the elite talking about? That much can be done. However, by following the advice on the sticky notes, I was able to organize the format of the proposal. I thought about changing departments, but having such kind seniors made me want to work a little harder. I don't know what it is yet, but I want to thank the sticky note gods someday. With that thought in mind, I was inspired to work. I'm sorry to have kept you so busy, Zenzai-san. I would like to request this. A few days later, I was talking to a female employee to ask for a job. She's Hanako Zenzai. She doesn't respond well to calls, and people around her think she's unmotivated. Also, since my company has many serious-looking people, her flashy appearance stands out. There's even a rumor going around that maybe she joined by nepotism because she was the mistress of someone in the upper echelons of the company. There was no response, so I moved closer to call out to her again. Oh, what?
Wow! What's going on? I was surprised!
What suddenly caught my eye was a sticky note attached to Zenzai's computer. The content is a memo for myself. That handwriting is definitely that of the god of sticky notes. I'm saying this because I've seen it many times. I might be wrong, however, I thought there was no way I could pass up this chance. Zenzai-san, please teach me the work.
It's sudden, isn't it? What happened?
Sorry, but I really want to learn from Zenzai-san, because you're the god of sticky notes. Zenzai-san looks suspicious when I try to explain properly that that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, I understand. There's a pretty goddess at the desk, or something like that. Toilet God, that's a great song. I am the goddess.
Sorry, I know you're saying this even though I'm the one who started it, but it's a little different.
What?
It seems that the character I thought of Zenzai-san was wrong. After that, I was given a thorough explanation of the situation, and was given instructions on the job. The next day, I sat down next to Zenzai-san, feeling a little excited.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Because from today onwards, I can receive guidance from Zenzai-san and Section Chief Hayama is no longer with me, so today, I'm invincible. Chief Hayama was using his paid leave to take a day off starting today, and we didn't plan to see each other for a while.
Even so, I never expected Mikarin to ask me to change seats to the seat next to her.
Mikarin? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Chief Asahina. Mikarin, because her name is Mika.
Are you calling the manager by a nickname?
Yes, that's right. Me and Mikarin are really good friends. So, Kuroba-kun will be Sumin from today. Call me Hana.
All of a sudden, the distance is getting closer. Gyaru's communication skills are scary.
impossible for Hana. I would like them to stop calling me Zenzai-san. I'm not used to being called, so I often end up missing it.
That's why you didn't respond right away when you were called until now.
Yeah, actually I didn't notice. But it's my fault for not explaining this properly. Thanks to that, some strange rumors have spread, but this is also my own fault.
I shouldn't have accepted rumors without knowing my senior well. Well, then I'll call you Hanako-senpai.
Yeah, thank you, Sumi.
If my communication skills were better, I might have said something more witty. With such regret, I started work that day.
The idea is good, but it seems like the landing point is a little off.
I immediately decided to ask Hanako-senpai to check the proposal that had just been completed.
I think they probably referred to opinions received from the marketing department in past cases. I feel like the background and purpose of the project that Sumin originally envisioned has deviated from the plan, and it feels like it's half-baked. I think the idea that Sumin first came up with will be enough to meet your needs.
What can I say? I'm worried that my ideas won't be accepted. So I thought that if I mixed the ideas of various people, maybe it would be accepted.
Sumin has enough talent to just be Sumin. Be confident because I guarantee it.
Hanako-senpai's cheerful voice strangely eased the negative feelings I had inside of me.
For example, just now, when that person made a troubled noise, Sumin was glancing at him, right? Weren't you watching because there was something Sumin could do to help?
I couldn't help but be shocked that someone was watching like that. But I was a little scared, thinking that I might be a nuisance if I went there.
It's alright. Sumin can do it. Good luck!
Backed by Hanako-senpai's support, I timidly spoke to the employee. It seems like they don't know where the data they need is located. Although I was hesitant, I told them where the data was stored and the related data that might be needed.
Kuroba-kun is amazing. Thank you. Now I can get my work done in no time.
Yes, I'm glad I was able to help you. I felt so happy and embarrassed that I couldn't help but feel grateful because I was appreciated more than I expected.
I misunderstood Kuroba-kun. Chief Hayama is very gentle and his teaching methods are very thorough. I wonder if there's a good reason why he gets so angry.
I see. However, I don't remember Section Chief Hayama teaching me very carefully.
Huh? Is that so? I wonder if Kuroba-kun didn't explain patiently just because he graduated from the University of Tokyo and is smart. But in any case, it wasn't a good idea for me to arbitrarily decide that Kuroba-kun's performance was bad. I'm really sorry until now.
Thank you, Hanako-senpai! I happily returned to my seat and told Hanako-senpai about the incident.
I'm glad that the misunderstanding has been resolved, Sumi.
Thanks to Hanako-senpai! Seniors are really amazing! I was impressed that even though we had only known each other for a short time, she knew what kind of actions I should take to improve my performance. I feel like she's the ideal senior or boss. As I was unwinding with excitement, Hanako-senpai suddenly looked away. Wondering what was wrong, I held my breath and looked at Hanako-senpai, and saw that her cheeks were slightly red.
Because I understand. Don't praise me so much, it's embarrassing.
Oh, Hanako-senpai is so cute! After that, I managed to finish my work and headed home, unable to control my heart pounding. Hanako-senpai and I commute on different routes, so of course, we return home on different routes. That's why I didn't know.
Yes? Kuroba-kun's proposal is progressing smoothly. The details are...
After work that day, Hanako-senpai made a phone call like that. After that, I continued to brush up on the proposal while consulting with Hanako-senpai. By that time, other employees also realized Hanako-senpai's good personality and excellence, and apologized for their actions up until now. When I wasn't paying attention, Hanako-senpai was smiling as if she was troubled for some reason. Then, around the end of Chief Hayama's holidays, the proposal was finally completed.
Isn't it quite a feat? Well then, let's submit Kuroba-kun's proposal to the next planning meeting.
Really? My first proposal was praised by Chief Hayama. The proposal will be submitted to a proposal meeting made up of employees at the supervisor level and above.
Well, there will be a lot of proposals submitted on that day, including mine, so I don't know if it will be accepted or not. Kuroba-kun, you did a great job.
Yes, thank you.
I'm really happy that you've grown beyond my expectations.
Then, the days passed, and the day of the proposal meeting. I was nervous about what the outcome would be. Hanako-senpai and I were called to the conference room where the proposal meeting was held. Director Asahina, did something happen?
Ah, Kuroba-kun and Zenzai-san. There's something I'd like to confirm with you guys.
The proposal meeting had already ended, as only Director Asahina and Section Chief Hayama were in the conference room.
This proposal was created by you, Kuroba-kun, right?
Yes, that's right. I made it. Huh? When I was checking the proposal that Manager Asahina handed me, I was shocked. It was supposed to be a proposal written by me, but surprisingly, the name of the creator was that of Section Chief Hayama.
That seems to be the case, but how are you going to defend yourself, Hayama-kun?
Well, wait, this plan was created by me. After the holidays that I took a while ago, I worked hard to make it in time for this proposal meeting. Is the general manager gonna believe Kuroba-kun, who has no track record, rather than me, who has contributed to the company up until now?
This proposal was created by Sumin, or rather, Kuroba-kun during Chief Hayama's holidays. I will be your witness.
Hanako-senpai stepped forward as if to protect me, but Section Chief Hayama didn't panic at her testimony. Instead, he smiled fearlessly.
Jeez, I don't know what kind of relationship Sensei-san and Kuroba-kun have, but please stop trying to make excuses. I shouldn't say this, but you have a look that doesn't suit our company culture, and it seems like you'll only be assigned simple tasks. An employee who is suspected of joining the company due to a mysterious connection. On the other hand, I am a talented employee who came up with many excellent ideas and was promoted to section manager. Director Asahina, you'll believe me, right? This proposal was created by me after the holidays.
It's been a long time since I last met you, Chief Hayama.
At that time, Chief Hayama and I were overwhelmed by the words Hanako-senpai spoke to us. She doesn't have the usual ghetto-like atmosphere, and to be honest, it's even amazing.
It's true that people won't listen to stories about employees they don't know about. If that was Hanako Takashi's testimony, wouldn't it be more reliable than you, who is a manager at the branch?
Hanako Takashi? Is that really it?
That's right. Since joining the headquarters, I have achieved great results in every department. Hanako Takatsuka was selected as the head of the product planning department at the head office for creating our company's biggest hit product. Zenzai is her mother's maiden name, and she joined this branch to conduct an internal investigation on the orders of the president. Mr. Hayama, I am suspicious that your results do not match your usual work attitude.
Suspicious?
Hanako-senpai calmly opens her mouth to interrupt Section Chief Hayama, who is upset.
Chief Hayama, you were actually aware that Kuroba-kun had a promising future. That's why you thought of stealing the project. But if Kuroba-kun sued me, my wrongdoing might be revealed. So, I decided to purposely yell at Kuroba-kun in a place where other employees could see him, making him think he was incompetent. I wanted to make sure that even if Kuroba-kun testified that the project proposal was stolen, people wouldn't believe him. But this time, I will tell you from my mouth that Kuroba-kun started creating a proposal during your holidays. I have already reported the contents of the plan to the president and branch manager. In addition, we also recorded your testimony that you created the proposal after the holidays. Your fraud is now clear. Please give up and think.
Damn! Oh, that's right, this is Kuroba's proposal.
Chief Hayama confesses his wrongdoing. The way he talks with a lewd smile makes it seem like his previous gentleness is a lie.
I was just making effective use of a person with no communication skills who can only study. Even though I had a good idea. I don't think someone as deep-rooted as Kuroba would have a chance to show it. Generally speaking, communication is the basis of working people. What's wrong with calling people incompetent when they can't even hold a conversation and are just floating around?
It is true that Kuroba was not good at communicating with others. Now, I am gradually being able to discuss work matters with other employees.
Yes, ever since that day when I resolved a misunderstanding with one employee, I've been able to talk to other employees little by little.
Moreover, what you should do as a boss is to develop the abilities of your subordinates. However, making fun of Kuroba-kun, you are incompetent as a boss because you are trying to take credit for him.
What?
Hanaku-senpai, watch out! When I saw Section Chief Hayama furious and punching Hanaku-senpai, I immediately stepped between them.
Sumin!
Ow! Chief Hayama, you understand that hitting someone is a criminal act, right? I'll call the police.
Wait, this is different! Stop calling the police!
Chief Hayama is in panic, but of course, there's no one to hear his wish. I also did not look away, because this person tried to hit Hanaku-senpai, whom I admire. There's no way we can forgive that, right? Shortly thereafter, Chief Hayama was taken away by the police.
I said earlier that there was an internal investigation because Hayama was suspicious, but in reality there was a whistleblowing. Just like Kuroba-kun, Hayama yelled at me and then stole the project. Well, I couldn't say it in front of him so that Hayama wouldn't hold a grudge against the employee.
According to manager Asahina, the whistleblower was apparently an employee who had been transferred to another branch, as was previously rumored.
So, after talking with Mikorin and the president, I came to hunt down Hayama. It was a familiar move, and Hayama was definitely guilty of something else. I'll squeeze it out later.
Afterwards, Chief Hayama was released from the police and is pursued by the upper management of the company, just as Hanaku-senpai had predicted. He reportedly confessed that there were multiple employees whom he cornered and took credit from. When asked about his motive, Chief Hayama said,
I was frustrated that my peers made fun of me for my low educational background, so I wanted to get promoted quickly.
Apparently that's what he said. He had a complex about his academic background. One of the reasons I was targeted was because I graduated from the University of Tokyo. If we were to use such a cowardly method instead of a direct attack, all that would remain would be emptiness and a crash. Jeez, did he ruin the future of his subordinates because of such a personal grudge? This can be said to be an act that tarnished the name of our company and hindered its growth. As you're aware, you are scheduled for disciplinary dismissal. We will inform you about the official procedures later, so please stay safe at home until then.
Yes.
After that, I heard through rumors that former Section Chief Hayama did not seem to be doing well in his re-employment search. It's also said that he's unable to lower his standard of living and has become financially strapped.
Sorry, I really don't have any more money.
Do not worry. There is a place where you can make money too.
Apparently, he was taken away by a man with a scary face. But what is he doing now? Around that time, Hanako-senpai, who had finished her internal investigation and was due to return to the head office, changed her look from a gyaru to a neat-looking woman. Her appearance as a gyaru was intended as disguise, in case Hanako Takeshi's appearance was known. Her behavior that was misunderstood by everyone was intentional. By the way, when she revealed her true identity, everyone's mouths dropped open.
Once again, I'm really sorry that it took me so long to catch Hayama's tail. You caused a lot of trouble for Sumin. In the end, he even got beaten up while protecting me.
Even though her appearance may have changed, Hanako-senpai seems to be the same as a gyaru except when she's at work, and my mouth naturally relaxes. After all, she's a senior that I respect. No, I would be lying if I said it wasn't hard, but those days helped me grow. Also, I've been very indebted to Hanako-senpai. I only have gratitude. I have nothing to complain about. Well, if there's anything other than gratitude, I guess it's just that I'm sad that I won't be able to meet Hanako-senpai very often.
Already! That's why I said I should ask Sumin to be transferred to the headquarters too.
Sorry, but I want to be great enough to stand next to Hanako-senpai. In order to do that, I thought I had to grow to the point where I could achieve results on my own and be called to the head office.
He's so stubborn. Well, if Sumin says so much, I'll wait. If it takes too long, I won't be able to wait for Sumin and we'll come to the branch office again.
Yes, I'll do my best not to keep you waiting. Then, I'll muster up the courage and tell you my feelings. The role of superiors and seniors is not to nip subordinates and juniors in the bud. I learned that the key is to create an environment where they can grow freely. If there are juniors or subordinates who have similar problems as me, I would strongly like to be someone who can support them.